Welcome back to Factholic, and today we're covering another topic related to the Monsterverse. So as the title suggests, we saw that Godzilla, king of the monsters, clearly indicates that Ghidorah wasn't the only dragon in Legendary's Monsterverse. As a matter of fact, there could actually be as many as 6 of them in the shared universe. In the film, 5 of the Titans, Godzilla, Rodan, King Ghidorah, Mothra, and King Kong are all major players in the Monsterverse and characters with long histories. However, the rest are original to the Monsterverse. They were all being monitored in the secure Monarch outposts spread out across the 7 continents, but were unleashed on the world when they were woken up by Ghidorah's call. We actually did a video on all the Monarch outposts, so if you haven't watched that yet, here's a card on the top right. You can check it out at the end of this video. Now, coming back to the topic, although audiences never got to see what these mysterious titans look like, their mythological connections provide useful clues in figuring out what these monsters are. Looking at their names and what they represent in various cultures, it seems that a large chunk of the titans in the Monsterverse are dragons. So what are we waiting for? Let's take a closer look at each one of them. Number 1, King Ghidorah. So the first dragon that we all might have expected is King Ghidorah. In fact, he's the only dragon that's appeared in the flesh in the Monsterverse, and the only titan audiences know for a fact is a dragon. The golden 3-headed monster is Godzilla's ancient rival, which means that the king of the monsters wasn't their first meeting. Godzilla's actually the reason why Ghidorah was found frozen in the ice in the first place, as Godzilla defeated Ghidorah centuries ago. Ghidorah is now dead, thanks to Godzilla, but a return for the iconic villain isn't impossible. The Ghidorah head in the Godzilla King of the Monsters post-credit scene could have set up Ghidorah's resurrection. Through advanced technology, he could become Mecha King Ghidorah and team up with Mecha Godzilla in Godzilla vs. Kong. Number 2, Amhuluk. Now, the second dragon in the Monsterverse is Titanus Amhuluk. Amhuluk is one of the titans missing from Godzilla King of the Monsters, a creature who was living beneath the Manpopanur rock formations in Russia. Amhuluk's name connects him to a monster from the mythology of the Kalayupa tribes, a Native American group of people based in northern Oregon. To them, Amhuluk was a powerful 4-legged spotted sea serpent who lived near a lake and generally drowned or impaled anyone he saw. Amhuluk was also believed to be a malevolent creature who took pleasure from killing. It could be that this creature traveled from Oregon to Russia at some point in his life and is connected to the dragons from the Slavic mythology. After all, the Kalayupa's description of Amhuluk does fit the criteria for the Western definition of a dragon. Number 3, Leviathan. Titanus Leviathan was found in Loch Ness, Scotland by Monarch, and an outpost was built around it. So basically, it's the Monsterverse version of the Loch Ness Monster, and the Godzilla King of the Monsters novelization makes it even clearer by confirming that he travels through the water. Apparently, he uses the hollow earth tunnels to travel to and from Loch Ness and the oceans. The sightings of this creature primarily inspired the folklore legend of the Loch Ness Monster, who's believed to be a long-necked dinosaur of some sort. The story of the Loch Ness Monster only goes back to 1933, but the name Leviathan is rooted in something much older, which is the Bible. The Bible's Leviathan is a giant sea serpent mentioned in the Old Testament, and the monster appears in other religious texts as well. So while Ghidorah was a dragon capable of roaming the skies, Leviathan could be king of the seas. Number 4, Wetzelcoto. The outpost Wetzelcoto was contained in Monarch Outpost 57 is a possible reference to the 1957 Toho film The Mysterians. Quetzalcoatl was a feathered serpent deity in the cultures of pre-Columbia, particularly the Aztec and the Nahua. It's unknown if Titanus Quetzalcoatl was misinterpreted by the Mesoamericans as this deity, similarly to how Scylla is the monster from Greek mythology, or if Titanus Quetzalcoatl is codenamed by Monarch due to its location and possible appearance. The feathered dragon is another dragon that exists in the Monsterverse, and possibly we might see it making an appearance very soon. Number 5, Typhon. Titanus Typhon is contained in Monarch Outpost 92, located in Angkor Wat, Cambodia. Not much is known about this giant daikaiju as well, but it's believed that it might resemble the monstrous and powerful giant serpentine creature from the Greek mythology. If his reputation in Greek mythology is any indication, Typhon could be one of the most powerful titans in the Monsterverse. In the old Greek stories, Typhon was a wicked beast who engaged Zeus in an epic battle that ended with Typhon being killed by Zeus's thunderbolts and buried under a volcano. In Greek mythology, there are different interpretations of Typhon, including that of a winged, fire-breathing monster. With that being said, Typhon is consistently depicted as a serpent-like creature with 100 heads, and it's one of the elements of his appearance that most legends seem to agree on. If Typhon's description is hard to believe, then turn to Ghidorah. He's proof that multi-headed creatures in the Monsterverse are possible, and the Monsterverse's Typhon could even be related to Ghidorah in some way, as it's true that the two do indeed sound similar. Number 6. Tiamat. Tiamat was a primordial water goddess in the Akkadian mythology, the symbol of the chaos of the primordial creation. The name Tiamat is applied to many modern monsters, most significantly a 5-headed dragon in Dungeons & Dragons. It's also expected to bear 5 heads, but other than that, Tiamat's other features and powers are unknown. Tiamat was worshipped by the ancient Babylonians as a goddess of the ocean who helped create the planet. At some point, Tiamat became associated with dragons, and people began describing her as a sea serpent. It's possible that Monarch named her Tiamat either for being a female water dragon or just because she originally dwelled in the ocean. This question may not be answered until Tiamat makes an official appearance in the Monsterverse. Tiamat was found in Stone Mountain, Georgia, USA, by Monarch, who built Outpost 83 around it. And last but not least, we have number 7, Yamata No Orochi. Yamata no Orochi is contained in Monarch Outpost 91 in Mount Fuji, Japan. Orochi is a bit less mysterious than most of the missing titans from the King of the Monsters, considering that the legends clearly distinguish it as a dragon. In Japanese mythology, Yamata no Orochi is a fearsome dragon with 8 heads and 8 tails, and is actually what inspired King Ghidorah himself. Toho created their own version of the beast and named him Orochi. He first appeared in the 1959 film The Birth of Japan and returned for 2 more movies. However, he never fought Godzilla. Perhaps the Monsterverse's Yamata no Orochi will get a chance to cross paths with the King of the Monsters in the near future. So that brings us to the end of our list. Make sure you subscribe to Factholic for more videos like these. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.